Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings for Crystal Palace 1, Everton 2. Another fantastic victory for the Blues. A great start to the season. Long may it continue. Let's get into it. Jordan Pickford, I've given a 7. I don't think he had a lot to do, and what he did do, he did it okay. Not really much he could have done about the goal. His kicking was fine. He didn't really have to make any clear-cut saves. He dealt with most things in the air quite well. So yeah, I've given him a 7. No real, you can't just go when we can see the goal, blame him or anything. So did all right. Sheamus Coleman, I've given 9. I thought Sheamus was great today. I really did. Set the goal up, first goal. Just was always a threat. Defended brilliantly as well. Just great for me. Absolutely great for me all game. Zaha never does anything against them. Ever. Never does anything against them. Sheamus had a great start of the season. It's like he's regained some magical anti-aging formula that he may have picked up at Liverpool's training ground or something. I don't know. He's been absolutely fantastic, and I've given him a 9. On the other side, Luca Dean, I've given 8. I thought Luca Dean was up and down all game for us. One is the penalty, fortuitously, but one is the penalty. I thought he was great, honestly, as well. I thought he was up and down all game. Always a threat. Defended really well. Always calm. That's the one thing you say about Luca Dean. Always calm on the ball. Never gets flustered. Always does what he wants to do. Always seems to have time. Defends well. And I've given him an 8. Michael Keane, I've given him a 7. Possibly a fault for their goal. Comes off the forward, off the defender to try and win the ball, but just loses the flight of it. So I think he should have done better with that. But for the rest of the game, made up for it really with defending, being strong, not doing anything stupid. Some of his passing is absolutely wonderful. Some of the balls he plays, certainly out wide, are brilliant. Comes out with the ball, really full of confidence. This, so far this season. And a mistake or a goal like that can maybe, for Michael Keane in the past, have put him in the wrong place. But I just thought he picked up well from that, so I've given him a 7. I've given Yerry Mina a 7 as well. A couple of little mistakes from him, giving the ball away stupidly, giving away too many fouls, which was the whole team. I think that sometimes just because of his size, he gives away fouls. Like he just leans on people and they just fall over and the ref gives a foul. But defended well, genuinely. And never really give them a sniff. And that's all the thing you've got to consider, really, when you look at the defenders. Did they get opportunities to score? Did our goalkeeper have to make saves? The answer is no. So therefore, they've done their jobs. Into midfield, Alan, I'd give him a 7. Again, just breaking up the play, doing his job, keeping the ball ticking over. Maybe not as good as his first 2 games. Maybe just a different role for him today. We didn't get forward enough, and he wasn't pressing high, having to push high up. So, but overall, very, very steady game, and just looks like a very good presence on the pitch for us as well. The core, I've given him a 6. I didn't really think he was up to it today, as well as he's been in the other games. Had one opportunity in the first half, a chance. I mean, it's not really what he's on the pitch for, but I just thought he was really sloppy in his distribution today. Just too many careless passes given away. And I've marked him down for it. I'm not saying he had a terrible game, but I just thought that he was a little bit underwhelming today. And they really did dominate the midfield in terms of turnover. So I've given him a 6. Gomez, I've given him a 7 as well. I thought he was our most influential player in the middle of the park in terms of on the ball. He looked strong, but again, They had a lot of turnover of the ball. I just think we need to be a little bit snappier in midfield, and that'll come, I think. We also need we do need one of them breaking. James Rodriguez takes up a lot of the area in centre midfield because he's allowed a free role, so he almost does the job for them. But I think we need a little bit more if he can't get into the game. So I've given Gomez a 7. James Rodriguez, I've given him a 7 as well. I think he got man of the match on the TV. Now, I'm only giving him a 7. I'm not marking him below. Everything he did, including the setup for the goal, is incredible. In fact, I'll give him a 7.5 for the setup of the goal. Right? But I just don't think he could get into the game today enough because higher up the pitch to do the damage. And that doesn't mean he had a bad game. The contrary. I think when he was on the ball, he was excellent. The problem is he didn't get on the ball enough for me to really have an effect on the game like he did for the goal we scored. I don't think we as a team went that high up the pitch. When he's on the ball, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I don't think he was on the ball enough today. He has got this free roll off the right and he does go looking for it and he does use the ball really, really well. I just don't think he was on the ball enough today, and I'd be interested to see what the numbers is. They'll probably make me look like an idiot, but so yeah, I just don't think he got on the ball enough. So I'll give him 7.5. Richarlison, 7.5 as well. Obviously scored the penalty, great penalty. I think that's his first Everton. That's his first Everton penalty, isn't it? In open play. I think took it really well. He's always a threat on the left. Works so hard, up and down. Defends brilliantly. No, I'm going to give him an 8 actually. I'm going to give Richarlison an 8. I think he worked really, really hard on that left-hand side. Defended really well. Scored a goal. So I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to mark him up as I'm thinking. Sometimes when I'm doing these, as I start talking, I start thinking more. And you start thinking about his game. Yeah, he was like up and down, threat, scored the goal, works hard, upsets the opposition, selfless as well. So, yeah, I'll give him an 8. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'll give 7.5. Scored the goal. Again, couldn't get into the game quite as much as he'd like to. Had an opportunity where just come off the wrong side of his foot, or just he couldn't quite bend his foot and knock it in. That would have made it 3-1. Gives a little bit of breathing room early on in the second half. But worked hard, kept them busy, kept them honest, winning free kicks, holding up the ball, doing what a centre forward's supposed to do. Different kind of role for him this season, playing up front on his own. Where we all last year were talking about him, how he flourished by being in a 2. Now he's on his own. He's getting more opportunities though, because we're creating more for him. But he's having to go back to being that dogged centre forward on his own. And I think it's great that what he learned when he was in a 2, he's bringing that to being in a 1. And knowing now that you've got to have the confidence to be in the right place to miss chances. You've got to have that confidence to score goals. And he scored 5 in 3 Premier League games, which is absolutely brilliant. So I've given him a 7.5. The subs, Gylfi, give him a 7. Done well with the ball. Iwobi, I'd have to give Iwobi a 6. Because I think he lost the ball every time. Maybe a 6 is being generous, or maybe I'm overthinking this. I'll give him a 6. I don't think he had the impact on the game that I would have liked him to have an impact on it. I'm probably being generous, giving him a 6, but he wasn't on the pitch that long. He needs to, when he gets on the pitch, he needs to get the ball and keep the ball and use it better. I know what he's trying to do, but get yourself in the game first. Tom Davies wasn't on the pitch long enough for me to give him a mark, to be honest. So I'm not going to give him one. So there you go. That's my player ratings. Do you agree? Do you disagree? let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's fine. These are just my opinion. It's just an opinion. It's not fact. They're not facts. It's just an opinion of watching the game once in real time with emotions and everything else. So let me know your thoughts. Make sure to check out my instant match reaction. Check out Baz's match reaction as well and his 3 things from today. Listen, we've won 3 games out of 3 in the Premier League. 5 games in total. It's great. Be happy. Rejoice in being an Evertonian at this time. Give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want more great videos, join us on Patreon. And if you want some great merchandise, including Carlo stuff, Dominic Calvert-Lewin stuff, James Rodriguez, Colombia stuff, the link is in the description for our shop as well. Mugs, even if you just want a mug, nice little mug for work, the link for the shop is in the description. Thanks for watching. See you later.